Hello everyone, welcome back to Dreambound. I was gone for a little bit for holiday things. And now we're so back. We're ready to go. Ready to rock, ready to roll. Really I just have been so trapped in my school that I have not been able to record. Which is okay. What is happening? There's so many chords and I don't know where any of them go. Okay. So last time, to my knowledge, because I didn't check because I'm really good at my job. We went through this whole dream sequence, and then like Kain got really worried about us, and he's like, "You should move in with me, so that I can make sure you're safe because people keep dying in their dreams, and they're all related to you, and it could also be you." So that's where we're at, and we're absolutely gonna do that. Yeah, we're wanting. All right, I see where you're coming from. I can't say I care too much what might happen to me, but it's obvious Kain does. I've made him worry enough already, so it'll make you feel any better. I can come with you, it's fine. And now you say that as though you're doing me a favor. I wish you cared about yourself a bit more. Me too, King. Kain's voice trailed off, then he sighed. He had been smiling with Noah earlier, while they had been speaking, and once he'd even chuckled. His smile disappeared now, however. Noah might have accepted Kain's invitation, but he still didn't look happy about it. His brow was furrowed, his expression stony. Noah couldn't read it. He had no idea what Kain was thinking in that instant. And this thought was far more unnerving than Noah had ever imagined it might be. The two wound back through the park, retracing Noah's steps back to his apartment. My guy, it's because you're concerning. Jesus Christ, Noah, what happened to your place? I can answer that. Pick me. Ivan had been reclining lazily on the couch when Noah returned to his apartment, Kain in tow, as though he owned the place. Ivan sat himself up, just slightly, however, when the door opened. He looked at Kain, who was framed in the doorway. Noah, what happened to this place? That's the kind of person he is. I respect that. Well, I figured as much. I've gotten used to this place being a bit of a disaster, but this? Kain eyed the cardboard boxes which were scattered across the floor. It's even worse than I thought. Well, I'm sorry for not picking up after myself, Mother. I've had a few things on my mind lately. Things such as that jerk over there? Kain shot Ivan a pointed look, but it didn't seem to disturb him in the slightest. If he wants to get distracted with me, that's his decision. Here I thought you were a polite person. Being rude in someone else's house isn't very polite, is it? This isn't your house. What you're doing is illegal. So, what are you gonna do? Report me to the police? I could. I think you deserve it too. Why the hell have you been hanging around Noah so much recently? Because I want to. He's fun. Yeah, right. Be serious. I am being serious. He piqued my interest. Stop searching for answers when there are none. Sounds about right, honestly. You know me so well already. No, I barely know you at all. That's the problem. Look, you have your secrets. I have mine. I don't owe you anything, and you don't know me anything. That's how relationships should work, don't you think? You owe Noah a lot. You've been sleeping in his house free of charge. Ivan simply shrugged. Then I'll leave. Noah's lost, really. Can I really just let him leave? He knows so much about dreams. Hope you can solve this all yourself. I'm glad you're finally deciding to be decent. Shoo. Kain had already begun to sort out Noah's critical box situation, but just as he paused long enough to wait a dismissive hand in Ivan's directions. Shoo? Do I look like a stray cat to you? It's better to be a stray cat than a criminal, which is what you are. Sounds to me like you're having a bit of a hard time looking in the mirror. What are you talking about? You left Noah 7 calls. 7. Isn't that borderline harassment? Stalking's a crime too, you know. How am I a stalker? We're friends. That doesn't preclude you from being a stalker. Most crimes you've committed, most crimes are committed, by by people the victims are close to. You're a jerk. I'm trying not to cuss as much because I know YouTube hates it. Doesn't matter. It doesn't do anything for me, but I'm still trying to keep that habit in there. So when it's this, I'm like, right. Hold on. Get out of here already. You're the one who broke in here. You're pathetic. You're so jealous, aren't you? You want Noah all to yourself, but you're too scared to tell him that. All I want is for you to stay away from him. Hey, you two. Noah had been filling a rucksack with the bare essentials he would need while staying with Kain, but Kain and Ivan's arguing was beginning to grate on him. There was something incredibly petty about the whole thing. I thought they were both supposed to be adults. They're acting just like little kids. Can you guys either just stop or go fight outside? You're giving me a headache. Right, sure. Sorry about that, Noah. If he could stop being such a jerk, then it'd be much easier to ignore him. Just ignore me anyway. It's not my problem if I get under your skin. How about you just go change your behavior? Why should I? Other people's feelings are their own concern, not mine. Ivan looked at Noah curiously, his legs crossed, watching him as he quickly packed a bag. You're going? For a bit. There's some things I need to do. Sorry. What is there to be sorry for? We're not friends. I don't care what you do. We're not friends, but I am still curious about you. I don't like the idea of you disappearing. But it's sudden. It's none of your business. So, it means that you should stop butting into things that have nothing to do with you. I'll do whatever I want. You can't control me, or Noah, even if you'd like to. You, Grain mumbled, still in the process of stuffing Noah's discarded belongings back into the cardboard boxes which littered the floor. It's not about control. It's about common decency, which you seem to be lacking. What you think is common decency, the next person might not. Why should I live up to your made-up standards? What is this world for me or you or Noah that makes you think that any of you have to live your entire life to some invisible set of rules? Not breaking into people's houses isn't a huge ask. For you, honestly, I'm really gonna call the police. I wonder which of us is really the criminal, You are. I don't know anything about you. You could be anyone. Yeah, I could be. Would it make you feel any better if I told you my 3 sizes? What? Don't be so ridiculous. Ugh, looks like they're arguing again. Noah, sensing the situation would continue to deteriorate if he didn't say anything, he spoke up. He didn't much want to get embroiled in Kain and Ivan's petty squabbling, but he wanted to listen to them bicker even less. Kain's behavior was so divorced from the usual. It was almost remarkable, especially given how mature he fancied himself. Ivan must have brought it out of him. Like 2 unstable chemicals mixed in a test tube, the resultant reaction was nothing short of explosive. All right, you two, let's not start on this again. What did I just say about giving me a headache? Sorry. Kain cursed and then shot Noah an apologetic glance. It's all right. Let's just get everything packed up quickly. Better get away from this guy and his influence. I'm not influencing anything. Noah's making his own choices. He finished packing his belongings while Kain tried to tidy up his apartment. It was a lost cause because even if he did manage to pack the scattered miscellany into their boxes, a bit of spring cleaning couldn't right the year's worth of neglect. Noah supposed it was the thought that counted. Kain had always been thoughtful, if nothing else. Right, I think I have everything. You have your pajamas? Noah nodded. Spare clothes? Another nod. Your toothbrush? Kain, please, I'm not a child. You don't need to baby me. You sure? Shut up, nobody asked you. Hurry up and leave. Why? If you're both leaving, no point in this place staying empty. Hey, wait. Hold the phone. You can't just stay here. Why? I don't have anywhere else to go. We aren't all lucky enough to have wealthy friends who are willing to whisk us away. And most people aren't lucky enough to crash in people's apartments uninvited. I'm stunned Noah didn't kick you out earlier. That was his choice. Well, now I'm telling you, there's not a chance that you're staying here. I don't care how much you like to act like you run this place. I don't care how much you hate me. What I do has nothing to do with you. What Noah decides has nothing to do with you. Stop acting like you're more important than you are. Kain, please. Noah, who was now feeling exhausted, rested his hand on Kane's shoulder. Let it go. Huh? Kain wheeled about to face Noah, his expression incredulous. You aren't going to let him stay here, are you? Surely you're not being serious. Well, he hasn't caused any problems so far. I'm sure it'll be fine. Maybe, Ivan shrugged, and Noah felt his razor-thin confidence in the man diminishing even further. Kain wrinkled his nose. I don't understand why you've put up with this guy for so long, but this is your apartment. If you're all right with it, I'll let it slide, I guess. How kind of you, allowing someone to stay in an apartment that isn't your own. Cut the crap, you're on thin ice already, without being such a jerk. Noah might not have any problems with you, but I wouldn't mind kicking you to the curb. Noah glanced between Kain and Ivan, his rucksack looped over one shoulder. He was unsure how much he trusted Ivan himself, seeing as he barely knew the man, but Ivan was right at least about one score. The man hadn't made too much of a mess while he had been staying with him. Not that that was a great feat, given how messy Noah's apartment had already been. His company hadn't been unbearable as it could have been. However, he was no Luca. It's fine, you can stay if you want. I don't have the energy to kick you out. If you stay here, then I know where you are. If you're involved in all this, I don't want you disappearing on me. Too bad for you, Kain. Sorry, that was an aggressive tap of my mouth. I went, Kain surveyed Ivan mutely for a few moments, a vein standing out on his temple. He grits his teeth together. Then, with a sigh of long suffering, he turns around. Oh, whatever. I've had enough of this. Let's go. Crazy, crazy, crazy. The sky was dark as Noah and Kain left the apartment behind, and a cool wind seemed to be pushing Noah onwards. Man, he's crazy, watch out. Encouraging him, helping him, letting him know he was going in the right direction. At least that's how it felt. Perhaps it was just a normal breeze. The car ride was long over to Kain's apartment, despite the fact that he didn't live that far away. The traffic from the people coming home from work was immense, but Noah just used the opportunity to look at the stars in the night sky. The stars weren't the same as they were back home. There, they shined so bright it almost hurt his eyes. Here, it was a dull light. Man, watch out, it's crazy. Oh, this is nice. See, no roaches or nothing. And here we are, home sweet home. Noah crossed the threshold first, at Kain's insistence, and looked about. Kain had lived in this apartment for several years, but Noah had never come here before. Kain had... you stink. Sorry. Kain had visited more times than he can count in his small, shabby apartment full of broken canvases, but Noah had never repaid the favor, because you're a bad friend. This is a really crazy table, and I imagine if I stubbed my toe on it, it would be the worst day of my life. That, however, wasn't a lack of trying on Kain's part. Oh, I know that. Kain had invited Noah to his apartment multiple times, sounding just a little more desperate with each foiled attempt. Noah had never taken Kain up on his offer before, however. He hadn't wanted to. He simply hadn't been interested, a point of view which he had endured during the unbearably long years which had followed August's death. Why bother going out? Why bother spending time with Kain? Why do anything, really, other than sit indoors and rot? Okay, depression, it's giving, let's go to therapy. You know what I mean? Sorry, I sneezed. Nothing he did could bring August back. Noah had not known, therefore, just how plush Kain's apartment was. Though he supposed he could have guessed. Okay, it's not super crazy. It's nice, but it's not outlandishly lavish. Kain did have a good job. Or at least Noah thought he did. Kain was doing better for himself at least than Noah was. The fact that was revealed by his home alone. Also by his mental state. He didn't let someone dying put him into okay, I completely understand someone close to you dying and being sad about it and grieving and that stuff. If you're purposefully sitting in your own filth and rotting because you just refuse to move on, to me that's a problem. That's such a problem. And especially blaming Kain for everything afterwards and being like, well, he has nice things. Well, he blah 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 blah. I'm like, you're just whining at this point. To just to whine, and it's annoying. Kane's apartment, though spacious, was open plan. The bedroom, living room, and kitchen area all rolled into one. That generally means, even though it's pretty expensive, it's like low-key a bachelor pad, you know what I'm saying? It was only the bathroom which was separate from everything else, though it too was similarly large. Kane's bathroom boasted a large tub which was spotlessly clean, much like everything else in Kane's apartment. Every square inch of Kane's apartment was, as far as Noah could see, was immaculate. So much so, it reminded him of a hotel. If it weren't for his telltale signs of human life dotted here and there, the books and the framed photographs on the shelves, he would think it was a hotel room. Or that or a showroom. Noah's own apartment couldn't hope to compare, because it's filthy, because you let it get filthy. It was horrendously messy, with unfinished canvases, bottles of paint, stray brushes, and now cardboard boxes. Noah felt almost as if he had stepped into a different world. It was disconcerting. So that's about everything, Kain announced once he had given Noah the grand tour, the tour which consisted of demonstrating how to run the bath, how to run the shower, and how to work the kettle in the kitchen. Ow. Hold on. Ow. I'm like taking my graduation pictures. Ow. And my hair is like sitting on my ear in a way that's just making it hurt. You're free to go anywhere you want, of course, so make yourself at home. Kain finished his introductory speech with a question, his smile somewhat bashful. Was he feeling awkward too? Probably. If so, there was something reassuring about that. I don't have an Atelier, unfortunately, so there's no dedicated space that you can go paint. But you could set yourself up on the balcony. Right. You can paint anywhere. I don't mind if you get that dirty. I'm not that messy when I paint. I'm a little past the finger painting stage, you know. I know. I was just saying, if you want anywhere quiet to go, Kain gestured to the balcony. I didn't bring my paints with me. I thought they'd be the first thing you packed. Well, you can always sketch out there if you want. The view is pretty nice. Or you could just, I don't know, enjoy the sights? Maybe get some fresh air? What is it with you and fresh air? Noah sighed. You're obsessed with it lately. Only because I know you didn't get enough of it. I'm worried about you, you know? I know. You make it obvious. Is that a bad thing? Sorry, I'm dying again. For you, maybe. For me? I'd say I'm fairly lucky, really. Well, I'm glad you think so. I do my best. Unlike me, Noah looked down at his feet. All of a sudden, he felt rather overwhelmed, not by Kain's apartment, even if it was a little too fancy, but by Kain's excessive kindness. Why was Kain always so kind to him? 1, because he's your friend. 2, because he likes you. It's honestly mostly the fifis. I don't think I've done anything to deserve it. I agree. Unless he just pities me. I know we used to be close, but what do we have linking us anymore? Hey, Kain, it's getting pretty late, so I was thinking about having a bath. Would you mind? Of course not. You don't even need to ask. I am a guest. You're more than just a guest. You're my friend. My best friend at that. There's no need to ask. Just treat this as your own place. Well, I should have figured he would say something like that. Noah thanked Kain and gathered some of his pajamas from his rucksack. He headed over to the bathroom. The sink was so clean, Noah could see his own face in the reflection. He wondered for a second, if Kain even used it. The tub was large enough to unwind in, but Noah reclined in the warmth of the water only for a few brief minutes. His own apartment wasn't large enough to have a bathtub, but it wasn't a commodity he had really missed. Taking baths gave him too much time to think, and his thoughts always, invariably turned to. Not wanting to dwell on the past any longer, Noah exited the tub. Then take a shower. Like, dang. He has a shower. Just take a shower. I don't like baths, personally. Feels like I'm sitting in my own filth. Nasty. He toweled himself dry and changed into his night clothes. Then, trailing droplets of water in his wake, he entered the open plan living area. There was Kain, reclining on the couch with a book in hand. He always looked like that, like he perfectly belonged. In this case, he did belong, seeing as it was his home. But it was something Noah had always noticed. Kain always fit in. Kain set aside his book, however, when Noah entered, and smiled. You know what he fits in? He tries to fit in, kind of. Like, I didn't, like, I don't think fitting in is necessarily a good or bad thing. I think in some cases it can be a bad thing. Like, just to be that person, like Wicked, like Glenda wanting to have Elphaba fit in is bad to me because it's not accepting her for who she is. You will find a space to fit into, but he doesn't even try to fit into a space. He just had Kain, and then he refused to talk to anybody else except August, and I don't know, that was weird. I don't know, weird. Well, those are some weird pajamas. How do you feel? Any better? Tired, mostly. Fair enough. You've had a busy day. And a busy series of nights, too. Did you want to go to sleep? That was the idea, yeah. Noah looked at Kain's bed hesitantly. Noah was tired, and Kain's bed looked inviting. The sheets were pristine, the pillows soft. The thought of sliding beneath those sheets and then sliding his eyes shut was a tempting one. But there was something of a problem. There was only one bed. Get in the bed. What is wrong with you? What do you mean? I share my bed with my friends all the time. Me and my roommate, her mom stayed over, and we just had a little sleepover up in here. We didn't go, I get it, it's different, whatever. But still, stupid trope, whatever. Love the trope, love the kisses to the trope. But in his case, this is going to be live footage of me getting him, because he does not think he likes him that way. I feel like Kain would have more of an issue with this. It's about to be live footage. Kain's bed was large enough for 2 people. It was a double. And there wouldn't, Noah supposed, have been too much of a squeeze. Was Kain expecting them to share it? Well, it wouldn't be the first time. We've had sleepovers as kids countless times, so I don't know why you're freaking out right now. It wouldn't be anything new, but Noah tried to tell himself the intimacy was nothing meaningful, but he couldn't quite manage it. Do you have fifis that I just didn't notice? Am I crazy? We had shared a bed with Kain in the past. It was true, but that had been years ago. They'd been teenagers back then. Hey, Kain. Not wanting to draw out the inevitable, Noah addressed his friend perhaps a touch more curtly than he should have. Do you want me to sleep on the bed or the couch? Oh, do you want me to sleep on the couch? I thought we were asking which one. What? No, of course not. I invited you over. Take the bed. It's only fair. Please, feel free. I'm just happy you're here. Where will you sleep, though? I'm already settled here. This is about to be live footage of me getting him. They better give me an option. We're doing this one bed trope. He's going to walk right into it. Kain patted the couch, smiling wryly as he did so. So, yeah, don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Will that really be comfortable, though? It's more comfortable than the floor. I don't know if it'll be much better for your back. Noah pressed his lips together. You have work tomorrow. I'm sure I'll sleep just fine. I bet I'll do a better job of it tonight, at least now that you're around. It'll spare me a lot of stress. Have you been stressed about me? Was a question Noah wanted to ask. He soon swallowed it, however. Why are you even asking that question? Like, that's such a dumb question. Of course he's worried about you. He already knew the answer. Yeah, that's right. All right. Noah, realizing he had been beaten, he agreed to Kain's demands. I'll take the bed, then. Just don't complain tomorrow if you wake up with a crick in your neck. Noah chuckled. What do you take me for exactly? I'm not geriatric. I'll be fine. I mean, you are getting kind of old. Then so are you. Yeah, but I'm not sleeping on the couch. I think you see your couch more than your bedroom in your place. Okay, fair. Noah approached the bed and then slid under the covers, feeling oddly exposed as he did. Kain was only a few paces away, still sitting on the couch watching him. What is he thinking? His expression was impossible to read. I just think you're not good at reading people. Kain watched as Noah made himself comfortable, then smiled. Sweet dreams, Noah, is what I would say, but given the circumstances, that might sound a bit sarcastic. Just a bit, maybe. I figured. Sorry about that. It wasn't intentional. I know. You don't need to worry about so much, about hurting my feelings. I'm not delicate. Right. Of course you're not. Good night. Night. Kain turned back to his book while Noah rolled over to his side. Kane's apartment felt unsettlingly large all of a sudden, almost as if it was swallowing him. Maybe I did get too used to living in a dump. Noah curled in on himself, his eyes staring blankly at the wall opposite. Sharing a room with Kain wasn't uncomfortable, but he was just unused to such close proximity to a real person. Minus Ivan, of course, but sometimes Noah wasn't sure if he was real. Kain was so close, only a few paces away. It would have been easy to invite Kain to join him after all, beneath the sheets. I think you should. I think you should. That's what I think. But Noah soon dismissed the thought. I'm about to get you. There's about to be live footage of me getting a little boy. He needed some more space. No, you don't. Kain felt too close as it was, both physically and emotionally, for him to grapple with. But perhaps he should have been grateful for it. He was fortunate, really, that Kain still cared for him, despite how poorly he'd been treated. Didn't Kain deserve more than that? He never asked for more, though. I wonder. Doesn't he think he deserves more than that? Maybe he has low standards. Oh, for sure he has low standards. Just look at you. Look at you. He has to have low standards. You live in a dump. Of your own creation, by the way. These self-deprecating thoughts swirled through Noah's head as he closed his eyes. Then, with more ease than he thought possible, given everything which had occurred, he fell fast asleep. Oh, we just woke up. Kain wasn't there when Noah awoke the following morning, feeling more rested than he had in recent memory. Sunlight was streaming through the windows, and the sky beyond the balcony was azure blue. A quick glance at the clock, meanwhile, revealed that it was already 10:24 a.m. Kain must have gone to work already. Kain had a governmental job, though what he did exactly at his fancy office, Noah wasn't sure. Kain had explained the particulars to him a few times, but Noah hadn't cared enough to retain any of that information. See, this is why I'm telling you that his standards are low. You're telling me he told you what his job was, and you just didn't care. I'm not shocked, but I'm still quite disappointed. Ow! Oh my god. He hadn't really been paying attention. He tried to connect with me a lot during the years, but I was never interested. I wonder how much that hurt. In any event, Kain's job was important, and Kain himself was punctual. No matter how worried he might have been about Noah, Noah couldn't imagine showing up at late work for any reason, not even to fuss over him. He probably had left a couple of hours ago. It seemed like a fair theory, one which was soon cemented as the throat's going crazy. Cemented as the fact when bleary-eyed Noah shuffled into the kitchen. Kain might have gone already, but he had left a memento in his wake. There, taped to the fridge, was a note, one which had been penned in Kain's neat, angular writing. I've gone to work. I'll try to be back by 6, but I'll call you if I get waylaid. I've never seen that word in my life, but now I see it. I've left breakfast in the fridge, and there are some leftovers from last night for lunch. Take care of yourself. Noah skimmed the note, amused by how meticulous it was. Well, I should expect nothing less from the man whose sink was that clean. Why are you judging his cleanliness? He doesn't walk in your house and judge you for what a nasty little, stinky little depressed rat you are. So don't be judging how clean he is, because I'm about to get you. Boy. Oh, I missed it. Noah's stomach at this point was beginning to grumble. The last time he had eaten must have been yesterday, in that diner with Ivan. Yesterday now seemed like a very, very long time ago, however. Noah had been too busy to feel particularly hungry yesterday, but now, all of a sudden, he felt ravenous. Noah dug through the fridge for his promised breakfast and found a plate of salmon and crushed avocado on toast. Jamie's crazy. Avocado toast? Really? Even I know that trend is over. Some people just like avocado toast. What do you eat? This did not stop Noah from taking the plate from the fridge, however. He set it down on the table and then began to eat. The food wasn't as good as it might have been if Noah had been eating it fresh, but it was still delicious. The toast was no longer warm, neither was it crispy, but the salmon had been cooked to perfection. The avocado, meanwhile, had a lemony tang to it that had complemented the fish well. Oh my gosh, dude. I'm just gonna do this, I think. Noah ate quicker than he thought was possible and soon demolished the food. He hadn't realized he was so hungry until he'd started to eat. But maybe I only ate so much because Kain made it. He is a really good cook. This shouldn't have been such a shocking revelation, given Kain often swung by to hand Noah his leftovers, but it still left Noah feeling bemused. Well, since he went through the effort to cook for me, then I guess I should wash the dishes. It's only fair. Noah set to work largely because he had nothing better to do with his time. That, and he was starting to feel somewhat guilty about taking advantage of Kain's kindness. I don't want to wind up like Ivan, dang it. For as long as I'm staying here, I better pull my weight. I'd rather not be a burden, and I don't want to owe Kain too many favors. I'm in hot water there already. Unfortunately for Noah, however, there wasn't much for him to do even when it came to housework. Kain was meticulous when it came to keeping order, and his home was already immaculate. Still, Noah did the best he could. He washed and dried the dishes, cleaned the kitchen countertops, and swept the floor. Then he stepped into the open-plan living area. Once there, he plumped the pillows and made the bed, and set about adjusting the cushions on the couch. Noah was engaged in this task when he noticed, quite by chance, a notebook lodged down the back of the couch, hidden behind one of the cushions. Huh? Noah frowned. This must have been something of Kain's. Was it supposed to be a secret? Maybe it's a diary. I should put this back where I found it. Kain wouldn't want me snooping through his things. That'd be a pretty bad way to repay him for all he's done. That was what no one told himself, at least. But curiosity, he's like picking up the notebook. He's like, I really shouldn't open it. And he's like flipping the pages open. He's like, oh, it'd be so bad of me to read it. And he's like, dear diary. I'm sure it's fine. I'll just have a little peek. I mean, what secrets could Kain possibly be hiding from me? Probably a lot, since we just said earlier that you guys don't really talk to each other. I mean, we've known each other for years. Get ready. If that is a diary, I don't think it is. But if it is a diary, I have suspicions. I wonder if he's written about me in here. I hope I'm not making him worry too much. Noah flipped the notebook open, anticipation welling up inside. But his anticipation soon evaporated. The notebook, contrary to Noah's expectations, was empty. Though, no, that wasn't quite true. The majority of pages might have been blank, but a few near the front were filled with Kain's distinctive handwriting. Kain had written in neat cursive, which his mother had envied. Really? A list of names that spanned a couple of pages. The names were familiar. They were the names that Noah had seen on the news during the last few days, the names of people associated with Noah. They were first his parents, then Sebastian, but that wasn't all. Mr. Floyd's names was jotted down too, along with Asher's, Luca's, Rosamine, and others from school. What is the meaning of this? Had Kain been keeping notes on the case as it unfolded? That would make sense, but what about Mr. Floyd, Asher, and Luca? Their lifeless bodies hadn't shown up on the news channel, tattooed with trailing flowers. Maybe he hit upon the same theory that I did. All of these murders were related to me. Was he trying to scope out the killer's next target? Maybe he was worrying about me. Noah exhaled. Why is Luca's name jotted down here, though? And Rosamine's? I haven't talked to them in years. I haven't even thought about them. Noah had gotten on relatively well with Rosamine Belworth, Luca's sister. But his feelings towards Luca himself had been decidedly less congenial. Noah hadn't enjoyed spending time with Luca, and the time they had spent together had largely been under duress. Ooh, scary. Why would he want to spare... Why would he want to spare him a thought when he no longer had to? Luca had nothing to do with him anymore. But then again, neither had Sebastian, and he still wound up dead. Was this why Kain had jotted down Luca's name in his memo pad? Was he, too, trying to work out who the next target might be? It was rather like Kain, Noah thought, to take notes like this, as though he were studying for a test. Kain had always taken his schoolwork seriously. If something's worth doing, then it's worth doing properly. That had always been Kain's catchphrase in school, which was probably one of the reasons why Noah's mother had liked him so much. She had thought that Kain, with his exemplary grades and his matching manners, was a role model. August, meanwhile, had not been so fortunate. Noah frowned. He could feel the unease in the pit of his stomach, though he couldn't identify its origins. You need to go to therapy. Bad. Why did he feel so out of sorts? Maybe it was just the notebook. It brought everything back. I was having a nice morning, too. A nice morning as I can have, I guess. Seeing Luca's name must have spoiled it. He was already good at doing that. For want of anything else to do, Noah settled himself down on the couch and picked up the remote. He flipped through channels, not really paying attention, not expecting to see anything. But all the while, the pit of his stomach continued to tighten. His unease continued to swell, moment by moment, as the seconds trickled by, to such a degree that he was not altogether surprised by the news announcement. Part of him had, he supposed, been expecting it. He'd wondered, ever since Luca's name in Kaine's book, whether it was not an omen. Noah had never been one to believe in destiny. Another body has appeared, with similar markings to the previous case, this time a young adult by the name of Luca Belworth. The police reached a statement early this morning, but now he was really beginning to wonder. Well, that's bad. What are we doing? Oh, this is August's room. Right. Oh, we're bringing back the music. This song is so funny. I love listening to it, but it always comes on, like, when August is here, and it always makes me feel silly. The night which passed was a cheerful one, devoid of any incidents. Part of Kaine had worried. Wait, are we Kaine right now? While setting this up with August on the sly, the Noah's parents might get wind of what was going on, only a few feet away from their house. Nightmare visions of weighed on him, of Noah's parents banging down the door of August's home and demanding that their son be relinquished post-haste from this den of depravity. But the hours wore on, and as they did, there came no furious hammering of knuckles on the door. Noah's phone didn't even buzz. It seemed that his parents had bought Kaine's excuses after all. That was a relief, one which had allowed Kaine to finally relax. He had been feeling tense all night, mostly on Noah's behalf, but on his own too. If Noah's parents knew that he had played part in deceiving them, it seemed unlikely that they would have let Kaine spend time with Noah again. Kaine was putting his own neck on the line too. Though he stood to lose less, granted, than Noah did. Noah, however, seemed to not be thinking about his parents at all. Perhaps he did want a break from them and their incessant nagging. He deserved as much, given how much he put them through on a daily basis. It was better for Noah to relax, play video games with him in August, and eat the pizza which Noah's father had brought to them. Noah's father? Eat the pizza which... Yeah, I guess. Okay. Too much stress would only make him sick. Wait, so are we August right now? Like, are we in his mind space? I mean, Slay. Hey, August, I was thinking... Noah set down a slice of pizza, his fingertips damp with grease, and he looked at August wonderingly. It's kind of crazy how your dad's alright with all this. Letting us stay up late, and even bringing us this pizza. Okay, so it was August's dad. I was like, that's a little weird. My parents would never let me stay up past midnight on a school night. He seems really chill, though, and he doesn't talk to you like a parent either. You don't think so? He doesn't talk to me like my parents, at least. They're always lecturing me, but your dad? It's hard to explain, but it feels like he talks to you like an equal. Well, my dad trusts me, and he knows he doesn't have to order me around. He says I have a decent enough head on my shoulders to make my own decisions. Though I wonder if he has a little too much faith in me. I don't think so. He's like, if I could choose how my parents were, I'd like it if they could act more like your dad. Hold on, my nose is bothering me. Okay, word. I have like so much like mucus in my throat. It's making me mad. He's amazing, isn't he? August responds with a genial smile. One which could have made half of the girls at school swoon. He's everything I aspired to be. I thought my parents were laid back. If my father being absent for most of my life counts as being laid back. But your dad's way chiller. He really is. I'm so jealous. I wish I could say the same about my family. Noah. August looked at Noah, his eyes widened behind his glasses. August hadn't known Noah for long, as long as Kain had, and hadn't heard all the horror stories Noah had shared about his parents. But he must have had a decent grasp on how they acted. It wasn't hard to see how controlling they were, even for a relative newcomer like August. August's fair face filled momentarily with sympathy before he reached out and then wound his arm around Kain's and Noah's shoulders, pulling them both to him. I know you've been through a lot, but it's all right. We can always be your family. Isn't that right, Kain? Family? You need to also get a grip. I mean, I love him. He's so pooky. He's my pooky. Look at him. He's so little. Kisses for Pookie. He's so small. Sorry, I'm locked in. Kain felt his face flush at this. He hadn't expected the close proximity. It was unexpected. Noah was the one who had a thing for August, not him, but August's touch, not to mention the softness of his hair, as it brushed against Kain's cheek, made him start. Wait. I just want to be clear. So they both have a crush on this absolute dweeb? Really? I'm against this, I fear. Perhaps it was no wonder Noah had fallen for August. Like his father, he was very likable. Maybe it ran in the family? If only I could be so lucky. I'm not opposed to that, I guess. But how would that work exactly? Well, gee. August smiled bashfully. I guess I just said it because it sounded cool, but I hadn't given much thought to our exact roles. You'd definitely be the mother, though. Huh? You're being serious? Of course, you're the best cook out of all of us. Oh, so men can't cook? Only women can be in the kitchen? Sex! I'm playing. Or am I sexist? I'm just playing. Anyways. Oh my gosh, my throat is... yeah. And you're always lecturing us. Oh, so women can only lecture... My grades would probably be even worse if you went around to keep me on the straight and narrow. Kain frowned. Yeah, you should be frowning. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. I feel like you're calling me a nag. In the best way possible. I'm not so sure about that, but whatever. I guess I'll take it. I don't mind being the mom friend. What about you, August? Naturally, I'll be Noah's younger brother. You don't want to be the father? I think I'm too young to start a family. Shut up. This is so annoying. Right, that makes sense. Hey, you can say the same thing about myself. I might be taller than you, but I'm not any older. August dissolved into giggles in the face of Kain's protest. Giggles which proved to be infectious, because Kain found himself chuckling too. Man, what are we talking about anyway? This is so stupid. Maybe, but it's good to be stupid sometimes. Life is serious enough as it is. What do you think, Noah? Noah, who had been quiet during the exchange, looked between August and Kain. He blinked. Then, with eyes which looked suspiciously moist, he said, You guys, Kain drew away from Noah, as did August. He expected Noah to laugh, maybe, at their antics, tell them that they were being silly, that he already had a brother, and that he didn't want another. Or that he thought Noah might roll his eyes at all the silliness. He hadn't thought Noah would cry, but that's exactly what was happening. Is it because I said I wouldn't mind being your brother? Do you hate the thought of being related to me that much? Yes, I'm playing. No, it's silly, but I was just thinking, I was feeling pretty bad, but you guys, you're the best. I would sound like I'm crying when I'm not doing that, so, no. A few more tears trickled down Noah's cheeks. Self-consciously, he scrubbed them away, his face flushed. God, I must be tired or something. Please pretend that never happened. Well... Kain smiled, searching for a way to diffuse the tension. I guess I can see Noah crying off my bucket list. Shut up. Noah's response was so surly that it made Kain chuckle. August, however, was beginning to look emotional himself. He glanced between Kain and Noah, though his gaze lingered on Noah for longer. Sorry, Kain. Sorry you have to be here for this. Sorry you have to be the third wheel, I guess. I don't want to steal the spotlight, but I also appreciate you two. I mean, I've moved around so much because of my father's work that, well, you're the first real friends I've ever had. August. Kain saw Noah's eyes widen. He could see beneath his expression the way his heart tightened and frowned. Kain didn't begrudge Noah's feelings for August, but dang, he really is obvious. Kain cleared his throat and then hastened to change the subject. Noah had decided to bequeath him of the title, the Mom Friend. It was a title meant to make the most of. Okay, everyone is overtired, I think. Why don't we just get ready for bed? This suggestion was met with unanimous agreement. Help. It's so sad. Perhaps Noah was still self-conscious about the way he had cried because he agreed a little too eagerly. The three boys cleared away the pizza boxes and then got ready for bed. Augustin suggested once they changed into their night clothes that they turn on the TV and watched a movie, Noah sandwiched between them on the mattress. Kain agreed as Noah did, albeit hesitantly. Kain knew Noah well enough to know that he must be internally combusting at the thought of spending the night laying next to August. It was remarkable that he was able to keep the blush from his face. For the most part. August must not have seen Noah's embarrassment, but Kain did. He saw all of Noah's tells. He had known Noah long enough to divine the meaning, even the subtlest of shifts behind his expressions. Noah might have acted curt, but to Kain he was an open book. The three of them settled down on the mattress to watch the movie, the TV set the only source of light in August's darkening bedroom. Kain kept his eyes trained on the TV, but he was only half paying attention to the movie that was playing on the screen. His mind was occupied instead with thoughts of Noah and of August. He was glad that Noah was in higher spirits, but the movie came to a close and Kain shifted, turning away from Noah to face the wall. He thought that Noah would probably want some privacy. If he really was the mom friend, then making himself scarce at sentimental moments like this was one of... Ugh. This is stupid. It was just another one of his duties. No, this is dumb and really weird. They better not be doing weird things. I don't care. You better keep your weird, lovey-dovey shit away from me while we're having a sleepover, or I'll get you. I don't care if you are so deeply, magically, amazingly in love with someone during a sleepover, and they're so madly, deeply, crazy in love with you. I will go home. I will go home. No. Nobody wanted their mother to hang around them when they were lying in bed in the dark with a person that they liked. That was just common sense, was it? Kain pretended to be asleep, his breathing deep and slow. In actuality, he had never felt less like sleeping in his life. He was oddly uneasy, his stomach twisting into knots. But Kain ignored that. He was rather good at ignoring things which made him uncomfortable. It came with practice. Kain heard August switch off the TV set, plunging the room into an even greater darkness, one which was all-consuming. Then there was a shift of the sheets, the sounds of bodies stirring. Noah and August bade one another goodnight, and the silence reigned. The silence lasted only for a few brief moments before Noah began to toss and turn. He said, I always forget I need like a VTuber or something, because I'm sitting here dancing around in my little chair. And then I go, oh, right, nobody can see me. Right. It'll happen eventually. It'll happen someday. Someday, at some point, there will be a VTuber. We'll see. Kain felt the sheets be rumpled around him, and he exhaled. How Noah thought he was asleep was a mystery. Only a catatonic person would have dozed through all of Noah's squirming. It seemed that August, too, couldn't sleep. Still awake? No, I'm not that tired. Me neither. Once more silence fell. Kain wondered briefly whether that would be the end of their conversation, which seemed to have died a swift death when... Can I ask you a question? Of course, you can ask me anything. Do you, what I mean is, what I'm trying to ask is, if you perhaps... So here it was. Noah was finally going to ask him. I doubt that. That man could not do anything. Well, it was about time. It only taken Noah, 3 months to pop the question? 3 months? It's been 3 months? Also, no, I'm not asking anybody out 3 months into a friendship. Girl, quit playing. That's crazy. I know. I hear you. It's the pan, whatever. It's the pan and the demi, whatever. It was a wonder he had not come out with it already. Kain was proud of Noah in a way, for finally mustering up his courage, but at the same time, he couldn't quell the unpleasant twisting in his stomach when Noah spoke. Like, guys? Hastily, Noah tried to explain himself, his voice higher than usual, and panicked alongside it. I mean, if you did, I'd be cool with that, and it has nothing to do with my parents. I was just wondering. Noah's heartfelt query was met immediately with silence. Kain himself listened in, his breath bated. Though, wasn't he supposed to be snoring? He wondered briefly if Noah might realize his deception and come over all embarrassed, but it seemed unlikely. It was painfully obvious that Noah only had eyes for August. Kain might have been sharing the same bed as them, but he might as well have belonged in a different country, on a different continent, in a different universe. Noah would not be thinking about Kain right now. He was only thinking about August. Maybe? I would hate this. I'd be like, can you guys shut up? Can you guys shut the fuck up? I'm trying to nap, and you're getting all gushy. Stop. Do that when I'm not here. Please. There's a good forest nearby. Go confess over there. I need you to go away. You know what? Let me slip out onto this balcony real quick. let me leave. Sick, tired. I haven't really thought about it. What about you? Yeah. What about Noah? Kain was quietly confident he already knew the answer, but he listened in regardless, more intently than he had been waiting for August's reply. I wonder why. What? No, of course I don't. You're a liar. Homophobic. I'm playing. I mean, I do? I mean, I don't know. Maybe. And this was the beginning. What? Oh, yeah. And this was But this was all beginning to become too much for Kain. This conversation was veering into intimate territory. Territory Kain did not think he wanted to overhear. I'm nosy. Either I would be listening like, tell me your secrets, or I would be like, can you guys shut up? Have this conversation another day in another room where I'm not there. He didn't want Noah and August confessing when he was inches away from them, privy to everything else that was going on. And perhaps another less selfless, less mom-like part of him didn't want Noah and August to confess at all. The thought was discomforting, so much so he shifted, very deliberately, and turned over in the bed. Kain didn't say anything at all. He didn't have to. But his movement was enough to remind Noah and August of his presence. Kain overheard Noah suck in a breath of air, and then he sighed. Well, never mind. Good night, August. Right. Good night. You guys suck. Sweet dreams. You too. Shut up. Ooh, my fists are up. Because you know what? Even in the sense of like, just don't do that. Don't do that. If you're having your little late night kissy whatever stuff, do not do that while someone else is with you. It's weird. And now I have to be subjected to your weird stuff going on. Even if Kain didn't have feelings for Noah, which he doesn't know about, I guess, it's still weird. It's still weird. Gross. Ew. It's making my skin crawl. Ew. Kain heard Noah and August shift. They settled down, their eyelids matting together in the dark. Silence filled the room, a deep silence, which seemed even more oppressive than the darkness. Then there was nothing. Both Noah and August must have fallen asleep. It didn't take much longer for the darkness to take Kain either. Boo, I hate that for you. Boo. Kain was in a curious mood come the following morning. He couldn't stop himself from running Noah and August's late-night heart-to-heart through his head. What would have happened, he wondered, if he hadn't interrupted during that pivotal moment? Would Noah have confessed to August? Yeah, probably, but here. Would August have confessed to Noah? It was obvious they both liked one another, but did August like Noah like that? Kain didn't know. He should have been cheering Noah on, he knew, if he was really his friend, and yet. Kain's pensive mood didn't lift as he dressed for school that morning, or as he sat in August's kitchen eating the decadent pancakes Noah's dad, it's supposed to be, August's dad had whipped up. I sneezed again. I'm gonna cry. Not even the harsh sunlight which beat down on his head when he exited August's home could clear the cobwebs in his head. Kain walked to school alongside Noah and August, his pace ambling, hanging back as they crested the hills. It was a pleasant enough morning, but perhaps it was too pleasant. The sun was bright enough to burn. August and Noah, meanwhile, were in curious moods of their own. Neither of them had spoken very much since awakening. Hell, they'd hardly said 2 sentences to one another after setting off for school, something which was rather unusual. Typically, they never stopped chattering. They must, Kain knew, have been thinking about last night. Well, that makes 3 of us. The silence, however, soon proved to be unbearable. Kain couldn't endure it. If Noah and August were going to act this awkward after their near confession, he wished he had thought to interrupt them sooner. Then this walk to school wouldn't be so excruciating. Hey, Noah forced himself to sound casual. Oh, I sounded mad when he spoke up, tamping down the guilt which curled in the pit of his stomach. Dude, I'm just saying, if I allegedly wasn't listening, I'd make it awkward for them. I'd be like, excuse me, is there a reason that you guys aren't chatting? You're making this uncomfortable. What happened? Did we fight? Like, what's the drama? I'm playing into that if I'm pretending I don't know anything. Did something? Oh, okay. Word. King. Me and Kain are the same person right now, I fear. Me and Kain. You know what? Make Kain the main character. Make Kain the main character. I'll be him. Did something happen? It's over. Both August and Noah, perhaps predictably, stared. Furtively, they looked at one another. Noah's face flushed a little. Then his voice cracking, Noah had said something not convincingly at all. Nothing happened. Liar, pants on fire. Fire, pants. I'm just a little tired. Right. Kain knew this was a lie, but he hadn't had the heart to correct either of them. Not me. I'd be like, liar, everywhere. Lies. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to step away, and you're going to sort through whatever this is, because it's uncomfortable as hell, and I don't want to be here for it. Fix it so I don't have to experience it, because it's gross. I don't know what it is, but I'm uncomfortable. If they didn't want to tell him what had happened, it was fine. It was all fine. Well, we did stay up kind of late. Even my dad doesn't let me do that. And he's hardly ever there. Yeah. The trio continued to walk to school, the sunlight beating down unpleasantly on the tops of their heads. They didn't speak another word during the rest of their journey, and neither did they speak very much when they arrived at class that morning. My fists are up! Noah cracked open his sketchbook and bent down to draw, his gaze laser-like in its concentration. Yeah, I bet I know what he's drawing. Kain knew Noah well enough to know there was no point in trying to strike up a conversation when he was like that, so he decided to leave well enough alone. Instead, he started to chatter with some of the other boys in the class. It was as good as a way to pass the time as any. And talking to people who weren't Noah or August did help Kain feel decidedly more normal. That's right, I'm normal. I'm exceedingly normal. Stop making things not normal, Kain. If you want to hang around Noah, you can't keep acting like a possessive weirdo. Chill out. It's not like anything happened last night anyway. They didn't even kiss. At least I don't think they did. What would I do if they did kiss? Miss Rose eventually arrived in the classroom, but she didn't start reading out the register, not immediately. Instead, she made her way over to Noah, who was still drawing, and bent down to murmur something to him. Kain didn't catch what she said. He was still busy He was still busy talking to a couple of his other friends, trying to be normal. But he did wonder, what was that about? Kain didn't have a chance to ask, however, until lunch period a few hours later. He offered to pick Noah and August some drinks from the vending machine. It was part of his newfound strategy to be more chill and less intensely unbearably weird, which took a couple of minutes. The drink spot and Kain's feelings of guilt momentarily alleviated. Kain looped back to the classroom. August had pushed his chair next to Noah's desk, and the two were engaged in conversation, their heads bowed. So why are you making my life terrible? What's that about? Weren't their heads just a little too close together? They looked awfully cozy. But maybe he was just imagining it. Well, whatever. Kain bounded over them and slung an arm over Noah's shoulder, beaming brightly all the while, as though last night didn't happen. If I keep pretending, it might just work. Who knows? The human mind is an incredible thing. I got some drinks. Did you miss me? He shrugged Kain off and pouted. About as much as I'd miss any other overgrown, way too full of himself guy with no notion of personal space. Noah's response was touchy, but it made Kain smile nonetheless. It was nice to know that Noah was back to his usual self. All that silence had been grating. Don't be like that. There's no need for personal space between you and me. Kain laughed and ruffled the top of Noah's head with his free hand, and then set the drinks down on the desk. August thanked him, and he nudged Noah excitedly with the side of his elbow. Hey. Oh, that's someone different. Hey, now that's Kain here, you should tell him too, Noah. Tell me what? Oh, no. Ew, okay. Okay. Kain pulled up his chair to Noah's desk, and after he slumped down, he glanced at his two friends curiously. Right. So, did something happen? It's not a big deal, really, Noah replied, red-faced in a manner which was quite a big deal, really. Classic Noah. He always tries to downplay his achievements. I wonder if that was a side effect of living with Asher. Miss Rose just wants me to join her art club and go for a scholarship. Oh, that is cool. Yay! Yay, art club. Yay, scholarship. Yippee. Yippee. What? Hey, Noah. Kain pouted and nudged him beneath the table with his foot. Every time you say something that isn't a big deal, it always is. You need to start bigging yourself up more. Some of these words I think are fake. I think that's a fake word. Kain's right. You should be proud of yourself. A scholarship sounds like a big deal. I've never been offered one of those before. Well, you're in high school, so. I don't think you'd be smart enough for something like that. Shut up. Hey, you two. Noah scowled, looking for all the world like a cat which had been stepped on. You need to buck up and start not sucking. You don't need to go on about it so much. It really isn't that big of a deal. It's not like I can agree anyways. Why not? I thought you loved art. I do love art, but my parents don't love me loving art. It's a scholarship. My mother will never let me go along with it. She thinks art is for jobless losers. Well, I think that she's a jobless loser, so. Got him! That sounds very close-minded. I don't know much about art, but I think Da Vinci or Michelangelo. I don't think Da Vinci or Michelangelo were jobless losers. Literally, Da Vinci was like... That's what I was saying. Like, I don't understand how it's, one, girly, or two, how it's... Because his mom was like, art is girly. I'm like, there's so many artists that are... Like, some of the most famous ones are men. Like, in my art class, I think 80% of the ones that they told us about were men, so... Oh, I guess we're quick saving. My parents are weird about this stuff. They don't like anything that doesn't conform to their narrow viewpoints, or something. You can say that again. I figure they wouldn't be thrilled about this. That's an understatement. But I can always cover for you. Get this, what if I convinced her to hire me as your tutor? And then you can say you'll be spending time with me and heading over to the art club on the sly. It's perfect. It would be perfect, Noah replied sardonically as he folded his arms. If I thought my mother would bite, you don't think she'd like the idea? She doesn't like anything I suggest. That's why I suggest it, not you. She might be swayed by my charms, and she does seem to like me. You're one of the people she does like. Well, there you go. It's not a lost cause after all. Never say never. Your future's definitely in arts, Noah. I think you should give up on... Whoa. I don't think you should give up on that because your mother. I think you should give up on that. Give up on your dreams, Noah. Idiot. Dang, he's crazy. Though that might be easier said than done. Exactly. Noah nodded and then frowned. Wait, I just remembered. August's birthday is coming up. Didn't I tell Noah I'd help him look for a present? Oh, by the way, are you still good at helping me with my homework later today? Oh. Kain saw a flicker of realization across Noah's face and he nodded. Yeah, I think I'll drop by the art club and introduce myself first, though. Give me 15 minutes after school, and then we can do it. So you'll be swinging by the art club after all, then? Well, Miss Rose did invite me, and it would be rude to turn her down. Maybe you and August have a point. I shouldn't let my mother dictate everything I do. Good, good. You can be taught. That's character development if I've ever seen it. Oh, shut up. You don't have to sound so smug. I have every right to sound smug. I've been helping you a lot here. A great detriment to myself, I might add. I'm not going to forget the near confession for a while. Yeah, I know, I get it. Thanks, Kain. It's no problem. What are friends for? Speaking of friends, my dad gave me some money this morning so I can buy you both lunch today from the cafeteria. Why? You don't need to, but I want to. My dad said it'll be nice to thank you. A nice way to thank you for hanging out with me. Or just say thanks for hanging out with me. You don't have to buy your friends. I've not had any friends over before, so it was special, I guess. And I thought I could celebrate it. And that we could celebrate your art scholarship too, Noah. With cafeteria food? I don't know. Maybe let's do something else. You're getting ahead of yourselves. I haven't gotten the scholarship just yet. Maybe not, but you will. I believe in you. Same here. Alright, thanks. Kain exited the classroom, Noah and August on his heels. I just punched my mouse. He still feels a bit out of sorts, but his mood has perked up considerably since then. I guess what they say is true. You just need to fake it until you make it. I've told myself it enough times to start feeling like it. Like I really am normal after all. We've left it kind of late, though, to head over to the cafeteria. Kain mumbled more to himself than to Noah or August as they walked through the hallway. I hope the good stuff isn't sold out already. I have no idea what the good stuff even is. I can't even remember the last time I went to the cafeteria. That's because I've been spoiling you with my fantastic cooking. Kain beamed while Noah rolled his eyes. Yes, you're a culinary genius, I know. I'm well aware, but I'm glad you also think so. It's nice to be appreciated. So what do you guys want? Maybe cake. Cake for lunch? Kain raised an eyebrow. Then he snickered. I can't believe you two. You even said it at the same time and everything. How adorable. Kain started to laugh, and this time he was being wholly sincere. Some of his previous smiles might have been a tad forced, but not this. His laughter was wholly spontaneous and unplanned alongside it. You're just as bad as each other. You're like little kids. No wonder August nominated me as the mom friend. Noah pouted. I don't think that's funny, though. Who doesn't like cake? Me. I don't like cake. Noah. Exactly. It's popular for a reason. I'm not big into sugar myself. It's bad for your teeth and your health. Do you think sweets are enough to sustain my perfect body? Okay, calm down. Perfect? Yeah. Right. Kain's supposed to say, but he wasn't able to get the words out. Another boy bumped into Noah, a short boy with flyaway hair whose blue eyes were very bright. He must have hit Noah with a fair degree of force, his small stature notwithstanding, because Noah staggered back and winded. Ow! Ugh, who are you? Oh, whoopsie, my bad. It's kind of just the same as a Noah voice, but whatever. Not Noah, August. The boy trilled in response, a voice too sing-song when contrasted to Noah's pained grimace. I don't think that apology was particularly sincere. Didn't he do that on purpose? But why would he? Kain looked the boy up and down, scowling, but the boy had already turned on his heels. Briskly, he walked off, not bothering to respond to Noah's mumbles. It's fine. Yeah, that was definitely on purpose. What a jerk. If I see him around, I'll have to give him a piece of my mind. What's his problem, anyway? Kain clicked his tongue, and then concernedly looked at Noah. Hey, are you alright? I'm fine. I'll live. I'm sure it wasn't intentional. That's what Noah said, at least, but Kain could tell based on the furrow of his brow and the way he didn't believe it any more than Kain did. You don't know that kid, do you, Noah? And you and him don't have some sort of beef, right? Not that I'm aware of. Maybe he just woke up on the wrong side of the bed? If that's the case, he looked pretty chipper. Kain scowled, and then he shook his head. Well, there's no point in getting worked up. Noah's a big boy. He can fight his own battles. I guess I'll let it go. I mean, what are the odds I'll run into him again? Okay. This. How do I... Okay. Snake. This is where I'm going to stop this one. I have still no idea what's going on. I think we're getting more into the mystery territory of, like, who's doing the murders. Because this whole time I've been like, where's the murder mystery part of it? That's the whole point of the game. I've been like, I don't understand what the mystery is. It's, like, I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing the vision. I still don't know, but I'm seeing the vision. So, hopefully we'll find out more fun, tasty lore next time. I hope you're enjoying as much as I am. And I'll see you next time. Bye.